So the next topic is how to stretch 50 bucks for 1 week. So I'm assuming that this means 50 bucks for your expenses like food, gas, whatever for the week. And I think we've all been there. I've been to where I didn't even have $50 for the week, but there are tips that I can give you to get through them. It's gonna be a little tough. Some of these are very regional specific, but I'm gonna help you, okay? If you don't have any medical issues, if you don't have any allergies or special diets, this will kind of work for you. If you're a picky eater or anything like that, girl, you're just gonna have to pray. Here we go. So as far as food ends up being the most expensive thing when you're down to like your last dollar. And I can run on very little. Like I don't need to be overstuffed to feel satisfied. So I kind of choose filler foods for cheap foods to get me through the week. So that could look like ramen noodles, even though I do not suggest eating that for every meal because though they are cheap, it has your entire day's amount of sodium in like that one packet. It's really a lot of salt. Nutritionally, garbo. It's just noodle with seasoning. You can get a couple packets, you know what I'm saying, get you through the week, but realistically, you don't want to sit there and eat a bunch of ramen noodles all week, okay? Bread is a good option. Bread by itself isn't good. I'm not saying go out there and make like bread sandwiches, but bread is a good filler food. So if you want to be smart and get something like peanut butter, if you don't have any peanut allergies, or going to the deli to get sliced meat. If you're nice to your slicing person, they will not get aggravated if you say, hey, I need $3 worth of ham. I used to work at a deli. I used to have people tell me I need like 12 slices of ham, okay? I need $1 worth of cheese. I don't eat a lot of junk food like chips or anything like that. So as far as in between snacks, I like to keep it to fruit, which I know is expensive, but my favorite life hack is bananas. You can get the fattest bunch of bananas for like $1.50. Bananas are like 49 cents a pound and they're full of potassium, which is great for you. You know what I'm saying? They're delicious. I know like one person doesn't like bananas and it's because they're allergic. So bananas are lit. Getting you some cheap lettuce. They always have salad on sale, okay? Any grocery store has like multiple brands of some sort of lettuce. You can grab like a bag, throw some dressing on there. I'm a fancy salad eater, okay? I like to have flavored goat cheese and various grilled pieces of chicken, walnuts and dried fruit and all that. But when I'm broke, it is lettuce, it is salad dressing, and if I'm lucky, some sort of cheese. Another great food, shredded cheese. When you're broke and you don't have a lot of food or a lot of money to spend on food, putting some cheese on some stuff will save your life because oftentimes when you have to buy cheap, you have to buy a lot of something very cheap. I don't mind eating a lot of the same thing every day, but I need some sort of variation because I will get bored and then I'll make me want to eat something else and more food. So, you know, one day I might make eggs over medium. Then the next day I might make scrambled eggs with cheddar cheese. And then the next day I might make an omelet. And it's just whatever you can do to jazz up your cheap food without spending too much extra money is bueno. Obviously, fast food is not a good option. Although a lot of places do have dollar menu items, they're usually not sufficient on its own to get one thing for one whole meal. And to really fill yourself up, you're gonna spend close to $5 on those items because rarely are they actually a dollar. You can just invest in a carton of eggs or a loaf of bread or bananas or anything really that will help you get through the week. As far as anything else, you're really gonna have to like bunker down. So what I used to do when I was really tight for money was look at all my bills and make sure that nothing was due and be very smart about what bills need to get paid and which ones don't. Now, if you're in a situation in which you have no other way of getting bill money and you need to eat and you need gas to get to work, things like that, you're gonna have to decide what bills to pay. It's sad, but girl, I had it like mastered at one point. I knew certain bills weren't gonna report it if I was a day or two late. Some bills didn't have late fees if I was late. Some bills weren't super important to pay right at the moment because at worst, maybe I'll get a $10 late fee. the next month, and they'll just add those 2 payments together, pay it next month, or whenever I get the money. You know, you're gonna have to swallow that pride and decide which one of these bills is the least impactful to my life, and then second to that, which are least impactful to my credit. I would always make sure that I have the money to pay my student loans off. I'm not trying to default. Them payments are incredibly high, okay? I will never ruin what I got going on with Sally Mae just to be like, girl, you know, I really don't want to lose my Netflix. Because girl, I really don't want that bill if I default on my student loans. So something like that, super important. I'm going to make sure that I pay. Everything else is going to go on the back burner. Rent and car is most important. Everything else after that is after that. The reason you want to make sure that you know what bills are going to be paid is some of my bills are on auto payment, and if I were to have too little money in my bank account and it takes out the payment, oh, they gonna take that payment, but then I would have to pay a $30 late fee afterward, which would just put me more in the hole. So make sure if you have anything on auto payment, make sure it's turned off, and then make sure that you're paying what you need to get paid first, everything else on the back burner. If your phone has to get cut off for a couple of days, you better sit your butt at home, not go out, use that Wi-Fi, get on Messenger, hit up your friends, and that's it. And just be like, girl, you know it's tough. And they're gonna be like, girl, I know, I've been there too. If you don't want to live that life, then make better financial decisions so you don't have to decide what bills to pay. Your phone can always be on and you'll always be on Netflix. It's so hard to budget such a small amount of money like $50 when there's so many things that you need on a daily and on a weekly basis. But if you're smart about it, you can really stretch that dollar. It's a week, okay? If you can't go without something that's not necessary for a week, you really are gonna have to sit down and think about why you have such weird relationships with money and why you feel like you need to spend money on things that are not important for your survival. Because girl, that is a whole session for you and your therapist. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, you know the drill, okay? Don't forget to give that like button a tap on the tush. And if you have not done so already, I don't know why you have not. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below to become part of that worldwide fam. And I will see you guys somewhere out there in the world or in my next video.
It's time to jump up in the air.